What's happening? What's happening? Hey, hey, it's your boy Lil Jon. Lil Jon. It's about that time now. About that time. Turn this thing on out. Now let me see everybody do this. Hey, let's go.
Clink. Cheers.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome to second episode of Two Mugs.
Episode 2. I'm Jake Wood.
I'm Trista Keaton.
This is a podcast where we talk about insane, crazy news stories from the past and present. Now, Trista, I have a question for you.
What's your question?
Do you have any fears?
I am scared of the dark
Okay.
because I was traumatized with scary movies as a young child. My mom loved Stephen King, so
So she decided to traumatize you as a result of that.
yeah, it was only fair.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I think after hearing this story, you're going to have to add a fear to your list.
No.
Yeah, so for the viewers at home, brace yourselves. So, my nickname, obviously, is Snake.
It's Snake.
And I decided to choose a snake-related story
Okay, for Snake.
in honor of that. So this went down in Thailand, like earlier this month. I think the news story came out September 19th.
Ooh.
Basically, there's this 64-year-old woman. Her name was Arom Arunroj. I probably pronounced that pretty badly. I don't know how to do Thai pronunciations. But she was basically just chilling in her house, doing the dishes.
Okay.
Normal, afternoon or whenever this occurred activity. Just cleaning up, having a good time. But keep in mind, her house is about 20 miles away from the capital city, which effectively means the sticks.
Oh.
So she's out,
In the middle of nowhere?
not necessarily,
or...
but very in close proximity to what you would consider the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And so she's doing her dishes, right? She sits down to scoop up some water. Out of nowhere, a 13-foot, 45-pound Burmese python rushes her and bites her leg.
No.
Now, this wouldn't be a problem, right?
Oh my
because
gosh.
pythons aren't poisonous.
Yeah.
But the issue is, this catches her off guard, and the python just starts wrapping himself or herself. I don't know
the python
don't
gender.
know the python gender, but just starts wrapping itself around her, right? Like that's.
And she's just a little old lady.
Yeah, she's 64, just doing the dishes, chilling, and this python just starts wrapping around like her leg, and it gets to the point where she basically collapses onto the floor.
So it has bitten her, and now she's like getting toppled over.
Yeah, because the way like pythons and other types of snakes.
So he's still attached in this.
So he bit her, and then just starts wrapping himself. Gets to the point where like he's wrapped around her stomach, all this sort of stuff. She's on the floor, basically can't move, screaming for help. No one hears her. No. Right? She's just literally just getting strangled by this python, who apparently had a really bad experience in the past with humans.
Yeah, what the heck?
I don't know.
Because they don't see us as prey.
No.
They can't. We're too big.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's how they do it, is they suffocate you, basically, and then eat you whole. That's like how pythons...
Because they don't have those...
They don't have
the
venom.
pesky, jaw stuff either.
Exactly.
They can unhinge them.
They're unhinged.
Snakes are unhinged.
Yeah. So this whole snake is constricting her. She's on the ground screaming for help. It takes basically up to an hour and a half before someone calls the police. And the police show up, animal control.
Okay.
And they spend 30 minutes trying to get this python off this poor woman.
30 minutes?
30 minutes. So she was apparently quite pale, according to what
because what's the blood circulation?
Probably
nothing?
That's how the pythons do their thing.
They gotta kill you.
They cut off your blood circulation so you pass out or, collapse.
Yeah.
It's like they strangle you effectively. Insane.
Pythons are crazy.
Yeah,
for that.
literally this poor woman was just minding her business on just a normal day, And then just out of nowhere, nature decided to say, hey,
here you go. Here's
I got
a snake.
beef.
I got beef. Like, I wonder, like, what the, like, wraparound power is, because they can crush bone.
Yeah.
For sure,
100%,
right?
100%.
So if it's been doing it for,
45 pounds.
an hour and a half, do
Yeah.
you know, like, any of her, like, injuries after?
It didn't say, but the only thing that was mentioned is that she was, like, pale. Like, the article...
But she's alive.
She's alive, yeah.
She's...
The article basically just had an interview with her, like her description of the event and stuff. But she went to the hospital. They made sure she was good and whatnot, because obviously she was struggling to breathe for the past hour.
Got strangled by a snake.
Blood circulation, all that.
Like, your brain, like, cells die, right? When oxygen doesn't get to your brain?
That is correct.
Okay, so...
Yeah. So
we gotta look at that, too.
Possibility of brain damage for this poor woman. But yeah, no, 13-foot snake.
I don't need that in my house anywhere.
No,
There was one time there was a snake in our house in like Eminence. It had slithered in through the doggy door. Isn't that awful? And I came downstairs and it was like right on the stairs. And I call Evan and I'm screaming. I'm like, you need to come and get this snake. He's at school. Like, he's in high school.
For context, that's her younger brother.
Yeah, that's my younger brother. I call him and he's like in his senior year and he's like, what's up? I'm at lunch. And I was like, you gotta come and kill this snake. This snake is gonna slither up the stairs and eat me and the dogs. Like, and that was when Kelly Rat was staying with us. I had 2 pet rats freshman year. And Kelly Rat lived for sophomore year, and then sadly passed away. But I think that snake was coming for Kelly Rat. It was gonna kill her.
I think your rat would have defeated the snake.
I think so too.
How big was the snake?
It was like, it was a black snake.
Oh,
so like,
okay.
Probably like this big.
Yeah.
Like, it was a little guy.
I had an encounter when I lived in Texas with a snake. I was just walking around. We had this like pond in our neighborhood.
Okay.
With like a
Like a
fountain and
communal
stuff. Yeah, it was like an area,
space.
like a park, basically. I'm just chilling, in the grass. I look between my legs. There is a black snake. I don't know what kind of snake it is, but it was a black colored snake.
It was probably just a black snake then. That's
Is
literally
that-
what.
that's literally what- I
That's
thought
the
you were
name
describing
is.
the color.
No, that is what it is called.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
just a black snake.
I'm not an animal expert here.
Black snake.
yeah,
in
but
the woods.
Literally jaws like
Grass.
wide open, like teeth out type shit.
It was gonna get you.
Yeah.
It was like hissing at you.
Yeah, like I ran for my life. I must have been.
The snake is gonna get me.
This was like, must have been first grade, so I was like 6 or something.
No.
Terrifying.
He was definitely gonna eat you whole.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I mean, he was like this big, and
But he was gonna eat you whole.
I'm 6'4" now. I was not 6'4" then.
No, you're a little guy.
Yeah, but this snake that attacked this poor woman, 13 feet and 45 pounds.
That's a big snake.
That is a huge snake.
Because those are like the ones that are like the like Burmese python.
Yeah,
Isn't that?
yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
the one. Yeah.
okay, so it's like you can wrap it around like your shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost like those belts that heavyweight people use to like add weight to the
Yeah,
already
yeah.
bar. They
Except
just
it-
need Burmese python snakes.
Except it's a living creature.
Yeah, it's a snake.
There's a girl I went to high school with that I think has some
Snakes?
type of snake, and she just lets him just chill, like
Yeah.
wrapped around her. And I'm like, no.
I had a friend in high school who like had snakes, but he was just like, he let them bite him. He was just like, oh, I made him mad. Like, it's fine. Like, just taking it off. You know that
Yeah.
video of Steve Irwin being like, oh, the snake's actually bit me now, and it's on his neck?
Yeah.
That was that guy. He was just
Yeah.
super chill with like, he had like bites all over him.
I suppose you have to be if you like snakes.
If you like snakes, you gotta deal
As long
with
as
the
it's
bite.
not venomous, I mean, you're
You're
fine.
fine,
It just
yeah.
hurts.
Yeah, I just don't want my pet to bite me.
Yeah. I
In
mean,
any scenario. Like, the snake is acceptable to bite. If a dog bit you, they would have to be put down.
Yeah.
But, like, just because snakes are snakes, they're just like, that's a part of being a snake.
Yeah, like think of the pit bulls, like that have got murked because
For
the same reason.
Yeah.
That these snakes are getting let off for.
We gotta
It's unfair.
start penalizing these snakes.
Agreed. Snake jail.
Okay. So I have a question for you, Jake. Speaking of Texas,
Oh,
have you ever been to a rodeo?
I have. I've been to a few.
Okay, so have you seen the bulls at the rodeo?
Yes.
Okay, what was your experience with that?
I mean, the way they hyped it up, that was like the main event. I mean, there was a bunch of like cool stuff. Like rodeos are actually like real fun. Huge event.
I love the rodeo.
There's like, they normally have like a show, like a livestock show alongside of it. It's called, I lived in Houston, so it's called the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Cool.
And so
People would show cattle and sheep.
yeah, and then there'd be like these little like small business like shop owner people that would sell like gifts. I would go to, like pretty much every year, and I'd buy like a little like model plane from this one guy, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And then just like the show is cool. You know, they have like all the different events. There's like the one where they're like trying to
Lasso?
lasso the calf
Okay.
on the horseback. Like
Yeah.
it's like a really interesting display of like skill.
Was the bull was it bull riding, or
Yeah.
they were just lassoing?
It was bull riding. It's everything.
Okay.
But the bull riding is always what everyone makes up to be the big event, because it's
Yeah.
you know the
high
hardest
stakes.
high stakes, the toughest 8 seconds in the West, if you will.
Okay.
And what I do remember hearing about it also is, you know, to get the bulls to like buck like that, to like try and throw you off, they just like put like a rope around their nuts and just like tug and tug
That's
on
the
it.
rope that they hold on to?
No,
Or that's
no,
just
no.
a
Before,
different-
in preparation for the guy to get
They pull on
they
the-
do everything in their power to make this bull as mad as possible, and
That's
literally
so
just tugging
mean.
on his nuts like that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this story makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
So basically, there was a rodeo in town
All right.
in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And they were stationed in this mall parking lot, because that's where you typically have rodeos. And they were leaving their bulls in the trailer, and there was 8 bulls there. These bulls escaped.
And learning about the fact that they just get their nuts tugged on every
Yes.
day, like, whoa.
No wonder they're running away from there.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm getting out. I'm going away.
Yeah.
This is not happening. I think my volume's off. Okay. Anyway, so last Sunday in North Attleboro, Massachusetts, first responders responded to a call regarding 8 loose bulls that had escaped from their trailer. So they had them in the long, like, truck trailers, so it was all of them in one, and they have no idea how they got out. I was like, you didn't see any destruction, like, in the trailer, like,
The door
nothing?
wasn't open.
They have no idea. These bulls Houdini'd their way out of a, like, long trailer truck.
I'm sensing conspiracy here. Like, what if
Someone
someone
released them, for
like,
sure.
You know, we got like stuff like the Animal Liberation Front, and whatnot here in
Exactly.
the U.S. Like the activists that go in and free the animals.
You're in a
from
mall
farms.
parking lot.
Yeah.
Anyone can just,
Some vegan was probably like, hold on,
I'm about to do something here.
that's okay.
So they bust out, and then AP News says responders exercised some impromptu roundup skills as they worked to corral the escapees. Respectfully, I don't think that's the case. All the videos show, like, just local people using, like, pieces of their fence from their pastures and, like, using pieces of, like, their gates and corralling the bulls. Like, it's just people.
Yeah.
Like, it's just this
Random
town
fools.
of cowboys that have all banded together
In Massachusetts.
to get these bulls out. So, yeah, first responders were called to corral bulls. They weren't there. I didn't see any, like, videos, evidence of, like, the police, like, corralling bulls. It was all
Like,
of
what are
these
they gonna do?
cowboys.
Tase 'em?
Exactly. I was like, why are you not? You shouldn't be called for this. Like,
Yeah.
it should be the cowboys that are doing
Yeah.
this.
Like, we should have like a special like 911 should, like, the dispatcher should be allowed
Bull
to be like,
operating
yo,
unit. Look at the videos. That's so funny. So it's 8 bulls, and they're all running, like, just around town Sunday. And then, like,
oh my god,
4 hours later, they get captured in someone's backyard.
it is a bunch of cowboys.
That's all the cowboys running for them.
They just rallied about what?
Exactly.
That's
People are
hilarious.
coming from, like, pickup trucks and, like, jumping off the highway
Oh,
because
of
they
course.
ran into the street and then into, like, the woods, like, right next to it. So they're, like, trying to get these bulls. There they go, leaving the parking lot. Oh, it's a really short clip.
Oh my.
No one was injured.
Whoever that is in that one, like, almost got injured.
Yeah.
They're just hopping over whatever that is.
They were not destructive at all. They were just like, I'm going, like, I'm living my best life in the woods. Leave me alone.
So these bulls, like, they weren't necessarily resentful. They were just like,
they just wanted to be
bored.
They didn't want to have their nuts tugged on anymore.
I wouldn't.
I would not.
Personally.
I would get out of there too. There was one bull that did not get caught. So they corralled 7 of them into the big long trailer. They reused the trailer.
That they escaped from?
Yes. They reused that one.
You would think.
We learned our lesson, but... So then they're like... The North Attleboro Fire Department issued a warning and was like, community members should exercise extreme caution and not approach any bulls.
Like, what does the fire department have to do with
In
bulls?
all of these videos, cowboys and local ranchers worked with police to corral the bulls, and a lot of them like took from parts of their like own property. So 7 of the 8 was corralled late Sunday afternoon, but one of them still on the lam. That's the exact wording firefighters used. We got one bull on the lam.
That's
He's
hilarious.
running. Yeah, so the festival rodeo at the Emerald Square Mall was shut down after the incident. They were like, we can't put this on. So they haven't even done the rodeo yet.
It's the one, like, good thing the authorities did. Like, you know, one, not sending anyone and having the fire department handle this.
Yeah.
2, putting them back in the same trailer. Like that, those are 2 mistakes, first and foremost. At least they shut down the event.
Yeah, they were like, we're going to do something good here. So the 8th bull had to be caught by a drone, and this happened just last night. So he had like a few days just running around the streets. They couldn't catch him. So finally they were like using a missing pet tracking business, which WBZ News reported on, and was like, they went out and caught the bull on tape with a drone. And they were like zooming in on him, like inconspicuously in the woods. They were like, we got him, send him in.
It's like the police helicopter, like following the
With the
chases,
spotlights,
except
exactly. It's a bull.
a bull and a drone.
He's just a guy. He just wanted to be free. That's all he wanted.
Honestly, like, if he makes it that far...
Let him go. He traveled only 3 miles. He only made it to the next town over.
Guess he likes Massachusetts.
Yeah, he wanted to hang out. So it's Wandering Paws Canine. That was the industry that they, like, the business they called in to help.
So clearly defined dogs and cats, and that's it.
Bulls.
And now bulls.
Yep.
Now they can change their business name to Calf and Canine.
They should, with a K.
With a K.
They gotta make it cohesive.
Yeah.
So it's, I have to say, I've never went out looking for a lost bull, is what Samantha Beckham said, who started the organization.
Well, now you have.
Now you have. She's got to add it to the list.
Clearly they're proficient, more proficient than the government.
So he was corralled back to Highway 1 by local ranch hands using their cars and trucks to steer the bull away from residential areas. He was lassoed in the street, and the video is so funny. He's just standing there, and the bull, he's like, this guy is just like holding a rope next to him. He's just like, and just tosses it on him. Look at it.
Now he's just in the road like, you got me.
He's a criminal. Lock him up.
This is probably the best rodeo.
And then he got away. Look.
What?
They lost control of him. Because look at all those people. Do you see any police?
No.
They're
I see a
all-
guy with a biohazard shirt. Well,
They're all just like local members of the community, which exactly is the warning. They were like, don't do this. But then
hey,
who
community
else is going to
members.
get it?
Yeah, if the fire department certainly is not. And the police clearly are not involved whatsoever.
No.
They had to hire a bunch of freelance cowboys and find your missing cat service.
It's so funny. I love the videos of them running away. They're just like, follow the leader. They're just like, wherever this guy goes, I'm going to.
Beautiful. You know, free the 8, man. Free the 8 bull prisoners.
I think they deserve like retirement.
Agreed.
Because people have to retire eventually.
Yeah. So do
they can't
bulls.
get their nuts tugged on that whole time.
No.
They're going to be out of their prime. They're going to be used to it. They're going to be like, oh, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
I have no feeling in my nuts. You guys took it away.
Sounds like the best rodeo ever, man. Like, that is the
It was
real
happening-
Wild West right there.
It was happening in people's backyards, and people were like interviewing with the news station, and they were like, I got to see the rodeo like in my backyard. I was like, you live in the area though.
Could have just gone to the rodeo, man. Well, the rodeo came to them.
In that mall parking lot, and no one thought that was a bad idea.
Yeah, because, the Texas one is held at Energy Stadium where the Texans play. I don't know if it's called
Actually?
Energy Stadium anymore,
Okay.
but it's usually held in like an arena because it's a big thing. Clearly, Massachusetts doesn't have an affinity for rodeos.
They're just like, we take what we can get. We have 8 bulls.
We have 8 bulls.
Come and hang out.
We're gonna put them back in the same trailer that they escaped from.
Because I think it's a traveling rodeo, so they only have that truck trailer. What else were they going to put them in?
So that's why they were at the mall.
That's why they were at the mall.
It was like a $300 gig for them.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm still curious about how they actually got out, especially if they felt safe using that same trailer.
I want it, like, they said they're still investigating. So if there's a follow-up, we gotta
100%.
We gotta circle back on this.
And I'm laying my prediction in right now. Vegan.
Vegan opened up.
Animal rights person was like, unlock
I'm
that.
undoing this.
Yeah.
Like, it would be so easy, and no one would have to see.
Although it would be a lot funnier though if the bulls just figured out how to open the door.
Bulls are like with their horns, like,
I
I did that shit.
Beautiful. Wow. 2 animal-related stories today.
I know. I did not expect that.
No.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I
no.
like that it was
Yeah, for
animals.
For the viewers at home, we don't tell each other what we're going
it's
to
a
talk
surprise.
about until now. So,
Okay.
all
Thanks
right.
for watching 2 Mugs, guys. It's been fun.
It's been great.
Yeah. Okay.